Hey there, welcome to Abundant Source Raw. In this video I wanted to talk about different types of spiritual modalities that people use to get connected, and talk about whether they're really effective and whether they, actually serve a whole lot of purpose, and kind of get into the deeper levels of different modalities and what they're trying to bring you to, because there are tons of different spiritual modalities, such as things like channeling to spirit guides or to angelic beings. There's things like numerology, and dream interpretations, and just things like this that a lot of people in their spiritual searches go to for guidance and things like that. And if you've been following me for a while, then you probably know a little bit of my views on this, and you may have heard me say that there really is only one spiritual practice, and that is Toby. And that is meditation. It's basically getting connected and becoming your authentic self, which to most people is not what they think it is. Most people think their authentic self is some kind of authentic version of this mind and body that they are kind of living through right now. But your authentic self is actually pure consciousness. Your authentic self is everything in existence. And so meditation is really just dropping the idea of beliefs and yourself and your mind, and just becoming connected with everything that there is, which is you. You are everything. You are pure consciousness. You're pure energy, just like everything else is. It's just very hard to perceive it the way that reality actually is when we are kind of stuck here in this human experience with this, ego and mind and all these identities. So that's kind of the first thing that you want to understand, is that you are everything. And so when we talk about these different spiritual modalities, such as like numerology and astrology, tarot cards, channeling, dreams, things like that, anything that you really use that you would consider a spiritual practice like this, I want to let you know that they are all equally effective at getting you to where you need to be. Because what are all these different things? I'm going to just start with numerology, because it's a pretty easy one for me to convey what I'm trying to say. When you're seeing numbers like 1111 and 333 on the clock, or just wherever, road signs, things like that, just come up in random places, it is most definitely a guide, and it is most definitely telling you something, and it is not just some random thing that maybe you're just thinking is coincidence. There is definitely significance to these things, but you have to realize that all these signs and messages that you're seeing, and all these readings that you're doing, with tarot cards and things like that, anything like that, it's all just you. It's you communicating with yourself. The whole purpose of basically these signs is to raise your consciousness. You are everything, and you are trying to raise the consciousness of this being, this human being that you're occupying, and raise it to the highest conscious level of just pure consciousness without any beliefs or identifications. And so I kind of say that these different modalities are kind of for the newer seekers and the not so advanced spiritual seekers, who are typically just getting started on their journey into spirituality. They use these modalities because they don't have the full truth, they don't have all the pieces to the puzzle, and so they are still kind of believing in things outside of themselves as guides and things that are helping them. And these things are definitely helping you, but you got to realize that it's yourself helping you. And what are these things trying to lead you to? Ultimately, these things are trying to lead you to a point where you don't need them anymore. People put a lot of significance on these modalities, and then they think this is the ultimate kind of guide, the ultimate solution, and a lot of people end up believing this for almost their whole life, or a very large portion of their life, where they are just, say, studying dreams and studying numerology and studying astrology, and these different guides that should not really be so heavily studied. I study, them every once in a while, and I do a little bit of dabbling, but not much more than that, because I realize what all these things are trying to lead you to, which is to realize that you are these things. These things are just you trying to communicate with yourself. That's all this is. It's all energy communicating with itself. It's all you communicating with yourself. And so these things are trying to help you realize that you don't need these things, that everything is within you, that if you just stop and get rid of these belief systems, that's when you will feel that you are everything and that you're pure consciousness. You don't need these things to tell you this. Maybe in the beginning you do, because you don't have all the pieces yet, and they're trying to lead you to this, that your spirit guides are you, and that these helpful angelic beings, that are trying to show you the way, are you showing yourself the way to get to the point where you no longer need any identification with these things, that you can finally get to the one true spiritual practice, which is just meditation, being connected with the source. And people talk about past lives and reincarnation and all that, and we are everything and everyone. The universe is always recycling and reincarnating itself. You are always reincarnating yourself, but you are everything. I mean, it's just energy being transformed into more energy, and you're all of it. You are identified with one mind and one human body at this moment, but in reality, you're everything. And time is not, time is just something that is created by our mind to comprehend this whole false reality that our mind is perceiving. And in reality, all time is happening at once. Past, present, and future are all happening right here, right now. We just can't really perceive it that way because of our mind that we're sort of identified with. But there are no past lives. You are, in this very moment, you are every person that has ever lived, and every person that ever will live, and every creature that, the same thing. Right now, you are everything, even in different dimensions. You are every single creature and every single thing in every infinite dimension that there is, in every different timeline. All of it. You're all of it. And when people have memories of past lives, everyone has access to past lives and even future lives. We have access to memories and information that this personal human mind and experience has never experienced before, because we are all of it. We have access, we can tap in to any information on the planet through our subconscious, because the subconscious is directly connected with the source of all things, and we can, use things like hypnosis and things like that to tap deeper into the subconscious and draw out information from every life that has ever existed. It's all within us. It's all inside of us. A lot of people use the term the Akashic Records, which is just another term for the source, for God. The Akashic Records that basically hold all information, that is consciousness, that is God, and you are it. that is your true authenticity. And so I just wanted to make this little video on different guides and modalities for spirituality that people get into at first, that really are trying to lead you to the truth, which is that you are everything, pure consciousness. You don't need these things. Try not to get too caught up in studying these modalities. Just become them. You know, don't look for these guides all the time, and don't try to know everything there is to know about a certain modality like numerology. Don't spend your life, you know, distracting yourself from the truth. See, when you're putting so much effort and time into studying this information about different guide systems, you're really almost getting disconnected. You know, it's like these things are just the guide to bring you to a higher level. They're just showing you what to do, and that you're on the right track to the next level. You don't want to get stuck on this level. You don't want to get stuck and stay stagnant here studying this information, you know, for years. You want to take the guides, you know, wisdom and the what they're trying to show you, and get yourself to the next level, which is to stop studying that stuff and to just become it. Become what you are, become everything. So I hope that resonated with you guys, and I hope it was helpful information. And if you enjoyed it, then please subscribe to my channel for more videos on spirituality, fruitarianism, and natural living. And I'll talk with you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.